Regarding XRP, you should all take my warning seriously. Opportunities like this are extremely uncommon, and I assure you that by the end of this year, you will fully get what I am talking about. I am aware that many of you are eager and are questioning why XRP hasn't already taken off. You're asking why XRP isn't now $20, Levi. Again. It never turns out the way you guys anticipate. You never know when it will happen. And in today's video, we're going through just that. There has been a lot of consolidation as a result of the bearish news, and now is the ideal moment to remind you all of what lies ahead. Because rather than being extremely bullish like they were a few weeks ago when everything was exploding, the majority of the market is currently negative. So I'm going to share some amazing words with all of you amazing individuals from none other than Tom Lee. Please pay strict attention. To ensure that everyone sees the video, hit the like button. Then, let's begin. Since the market opened higher and finished lower 5 days in a row last week, it was unquestionably a consolidation week. That's known as bearish engulfing. We're consolidating that 28% gain from the April lows, so it makes sense. Regarding the work-related issues, I believe that the data is simply catching up to what we already know. I take it that the labor market has been soft. Therefore, I believe it's a good setup because the Fed now has more tools at its disposal to make a dovish turn in the fall. And since we already know that the housing market is what they intend to encourage, it's not too late. And you discussed that with a few of your guests earlier. Thus, that is what makes the economy stronger in 2026. Thus, it seems like a very good setup. We're merely consolidating before making a more significant upward move. Although you are correct, I believe the Fed must show its independence. Since the unemployment rate is now nearly 5% if you use the participation rate that existed prior to this report, I believe that when they examine their dual mandate, they are likely moving away from the employment statistic. The Fed must now take into account the possibility that the labor market will truly enter a deteriorating cycle. Believe that the tariff regime would unavoidably have a significant impact. Yes, exactly. The most important lesson, in my opinion, is that, first of all, the tariff-driven goods component of the inflation report has only been modest. However, we're actually below 2% if you use inflation X housing, the same metric used in Europe. If the Fed were the ECB, they would be making cuts at this very moment. That's intriguing. By the end of the year, or what time frame and target are you now using? In August, I believe we will make a significant comeback. Do? Yes. I believe that during the next several weeks, we can return to the all-time highs of 65, 60, and 600. And then 7,000 more during the following 12 months. Yes. Most likely much higher than that next Bitcoin. We said that. In your opinion, the MicroStrategy or strategy of theory study will be at the top. Yes, it is correct. The stock was $4.50 when I was on the show a month ago to announce my appointment as chairman. We also announced a $250 million investment led by the Founders Fund in Mosaics and others. Today, however, we announced that we had nearly $3 billion in e-money. So I just, the largest youth treasury in the world and the third largest crypto treasury in the world. Additionally, we revealed that the third Bill Miller made a significant investment in Bitmine last week. In the last several weeks, he has joined Cat High Woods in investing in our business. In essence, Tom Lee is stating that we are preparing for a huge rally that will take place here in August this month. And I want to make sure you all understand this. Additionally, Tom Lee has been extremely accurate in his predictions of previous rallies and has been right on the money when he believes they will occur. And I want to be really clear about something. Bitcoin and XRP will probably be very close to following if the S&P 500 is retracing all-time highs. Furthermore, from a technical standpoint, it appears like XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum are all oversold. On every conceivable parameter, almost all of the big cryptocurrencies are poised for a huge gain. Of course, the Fed lowering rates. What Tom Lee was discussing is another issue that we must give careful thought to. Because there will be trillions of dollars more liquidity available if the Fed does in fact go with what they are likely to do based on the financial and jobs market statistics that Tom Lee gave. As everyone is aware, the stock market and M2 have a 99% correlation, whereas the crypto market and M2 have a roughly 90% correlation that is only increasing. In essence, we are looking at enormous potential gains in the stock and cryptocurrency markets, and who knows what will actually happen in real estate. However, it makes little difference when people are pouring trillions of dollars into these markets, which are only getting bigger. However, Tom Lee then raises one more crucial argument. He is using Bitmine to achieve just that. And I want to explain to you all how this connects to XRP and what will begin to occur there. In September, when these XRP ETHs are scheduled for approval, XRP treasury firms and XRP ETFs will be the most talked about topics. Over the course of the following year, that alone might push hundreds of billions of dollars in potential volume to XRP. Therefore, it may not happen right away. The wheels are turning, even though it might not happen precisely when you want it to. And if you leave the bandwagon now, it's like stopping the marathon 20 feet from the finish line, in my opinion. The majority of individuals simply cannot see the finish line. The technicalities are beyond their comprehension. They have no idea how these things operate or what the Federal Reserve's money supply is. Something I am currently producing. I'll see you guys soon. If that sounds nice to you, hit the like button, take a look at the Levi Crypto Crusaders link below, and remember to subscribe if you appreciate the content. Goodbye.